The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Xist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.
Well, good morning. Welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. We are inside the Xist Stretch studios, and as you can see, we are getting stretched this morning. That beautiful soul will be in this chair shortly. If you haven't been into Xist Stretch yet, well, we have something we're going to tell you about today that will surely get all of you in as we get ready to get into Memorial Weekend. Look, I've been in and it's been life-changing. That stretch right there was a game changer with me. For any of you that carry your tension in your neck or in your upper back or your low back, again, stop thinking that that's how your life has to be. There are two locations for you in our area. One down south in Arnold off of Vogel Road inside of Xist Fitness. Then the other is in the city in the St. Louis Hills area at 5605 Hampton. You can find out more about all the wonderful things that they're doing at xiststretch.com and then follow them on social media as well when you can see these wonderful specials and all the exciting things that they have planned for you at Xist Stretch on social media. Thrilled to have Tricia Roades join us on this Wellness Wednesday. You know, we're talking about the unofficial start of summer this weekend. Can you believe Memorial Day is Monday already? That means everyone's getting out there and they're gardening, they're planting, you know, they're using all those tools they haven't used in forever. We always do these stories about how people hurt their back when it gets ready to get into winter. It's the same thing that we talk about with the lawnmowers coming out and the edgers and all the gardening and then all those weekend warriors that haven't done anything and now they're suddenly thinking they can just get off the couch and go play all the sports. You got to make sure the body is operating properly. So we're going to talk about all of that today on this Wellness Wednesday. How's the weather going to be? We've had the last couple of days of pretty severe storms that have moved through. Everywhere I was driving, I'm seeing branches down and yet again, little wet feet with the dogs. Adelaide came to me like, here, Mom, wipe off my paws. You'll probably have the exact same. So the ground's very wet and saturated. Today, though, looks really pretty. Here's what we have for Wednesday. 68 degrees for the high and no mention of rain, which is great. Thursday, 71. Friday, we do have some showers that are likely, a high of 71. And then we get warm as we head into the holiday weekend. 80 degrees on Saturday, 81 on Sunday. Slight chances of rain, by the way, as soon as we hit Friday, pretty much for the next 7 to 10 days. Sunday's high, 81 with a 30% chance of rain. We get to Monday on the holiday, 82 and a 30% chance, and it pretty much stays like that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 30% chances across the board, and highs will be in the low to upper 80s. So again, some pretty weather. I think every time we get into Memorial Day, it always feels like we've got rain, right? So we'll see if that goes away. We'll be checking in with Beckett Moore as he wraps up his school and gets into his senior year, which I just cannot believe is happening already. So again, thoughts to you, Beckett, as you go through your finals. If you don't know who Beckett is, he is our aspiring meteorologist that's been on with us for a couple of years now. Super excited to visit with him again as he wraps up his junior year. All right, into the news you can use. We've been talking a lot about Ebola and the hantavirus. And this is right as a lot of you are planning with the kids, as I mentioned, just getting out of school as you're going on vacation or you're planning vacations. Are you scared to travel with everything that we are talking about? There are many with health organizations that are saying, do not worry about traveling, that you should be fine. In fact, I looked deeper into the state of Missouri and they say it is a very, very low risk with regards to hantavirus. There is an American doctor, by the way, with the Ebola aspect that we've been talking about the last couple of days that was flown to Germany as his wife and his 4 children are now being monitored. By the time the American surgeon who contracted Ebola in Congo was flown to Germany for treatment yesterday, he was barely able to stand on his own, according to a couple of leaders of the Christian missionary group where he was working. The doctor, the East and Central Africa area director for the group, called this gentleman, described the scene as he departed. There were people in full PPE. That's the personal protective equipment. They're completely covered, hanging on, barely strong enough to walk. They said that he was very tired and very sick. 39 years old. And again, he was there on a missionary trip. So they're following him. And then, of course, any other information that we get tied to our area or, right now we're talking about America. But health experts continue to say Americans should not fear traveling amid these disease outbreaks. Obviously, any information that changes on that, will of course pass that along to you. But right now, they're asking you not to slow things down simply because of what we're hearing in other countries. In other news, St. Charles City, you're in the local news this morning with a slash across the data center. You said, St. Charles City Council voted to permanently ban the data centers. If you're not familiar with this, officials have been saying that they did not see really the residents or any of those that were within city officials that were in favor of this. And obviously it showed that last night. The city council voted 7-1 in favor of the proposed ban. 2 other members of the council were absent. It comes less than a year after officials put in place a 1-year moratorium. The city has spent the last couple of months considering whether to make that pause permanent as packed crowds filled City Hall. When the data center was proposed in St. Charles last summer, many were opposing it. And obviously you saw that last night. Again, the vote 7-1. So it's not happening for St. Charles. Well, vet owners are warning you, pet owners who have cats. You know, we do a lot of stories about dogs. Today it's about the cats. Vets are warning pet owners that bobcat fever is now affecting domestic cats. Originally hosted by bobcats, the disease can now affect your cats at home. As summer approaches, vets are warning pet owners about bobcat fever. It's a deadly tick-borne disease that can affect domestic cats. Now, most folks that they diagnose, they said, are going to be your domestic cats because those are the ones that they're bringing to the vet clinic. The disease can progress quickly. Even just a few hours with that tick on them can transmit that to your cat. While not every animal shows symptoms, there are signs to look out for. Obviously, if they're not feeling well, not feeling themselves, they don't want to eat. A lot of times they run a high fever, and then as the disease progresses, oftentimes they see that they'll start getting yellowing of the skin. Treatment often includes several medications. So if you're noticing any sort of concerning clinical signs of your kitty not feeling well, get them to the vet ASAP. You know, many times we talk about these tick-borne illnesses and the issues that we've seen in dogs, but now it's bobcat fever. So keep an eye on those pets, on your cats in particular. All right, Schlitz. Pabst is ending the production of Schlitz beer. Schlitz, it's hard to say. After more than 175 years. It is the last call for one of America's longest running beer products. The final batch of Schlitz beer is just days away from being made. Founded, folks, back in 1849 in Milwaukee, and it's the stuff of local legend. Spotted at your local dive bar, outside restaurants, or at the old brewery at Schlitz Park, the brand is a point of pride. When people purchase a pint, they're paying tribute to a simpler time, and unfortunately that simpler time is going away. The Wisconsin Brewing Company and the Milwaukee Brewhouse will give the beer its final goodbye later this month. Wisconsin Brewing will brew its final batch on May 23rd. All right, when you're sleeping, and hopefully you sleep well, but if not, do you kick? Do you punch? Those are all dangerous signs, according to sleep experts. Stress is taking over, but it's taking over in a physical form. So punching and kicking, even screaming while sleeping can be dangerous and may require medical evaluation. The rapid eye movement phase is when most dreams are occurring, right? Very vivid. Your brain is very active during that stage, so your heart rate goes up. Everything's active as if you're awake, except you're not. Intense dreams by themselves aren't red flags, but punching, kicking, screaming while sleeping, that may be. Your REM sleep behavior disorder is when someone physically acts out what's happening in that dream because your brain is so active. And it can be dangerous, not just for the sleeper, but also for your bed partner. If someone thinks it's happening, they say don't self-diagnose, get evaluated. Probably would go to someone who specializes in sleep disorders. Wild dreams can be part of healthy sleep, but if the dreams start showing up in the arms and the legs, it may be time to get help. And we've got some great sleep experts, by the way, right here in our area, one that we used to have on Channel 2 regularly, Dr. Joseph O'Dial. So if something like this is happening to you, you might want to reach out to him. All right, the shirtless fans are taking over, evidently not just Busch Stadium, but we're going to talk about St. Louis City SC here in just a second as well. This gentleman who started the entire movement was asked to throw out the first pitch at the game last night. How cool is that, right? These guys just come in town. They were just going to do it by themselves, and it's completely taken over. It's gone viral. That's Bryce Bradford. He threw out out the ceremonial first pitch as the Cardinals played the Pittsburgh Pirates. The tarps off phenomenon, if you haven't heard about it, began when Bryce and his teammates from the Stephen F. Austin Club baseball team in town for the World Series nearby filled the right field bleachers, took off their shirts, and began waving them as rally towels. It gained so much momentum that the Cardinals manager bought them tickets to the following games and invited them into the clubhouse to celebrate, and then they were at the game last night. Bryce again throwing out the first pitch, and he brought them good luck. The Cardinals beat the Pirates 9-6, which is awesome. It's the same two teams today, by the way, at 6:45, but they can't keep these guys in town forever, so we're just going to have to continue it, and evidently it's now spreading like a wildfire. Now it gets into St. Louis City SC. Zach came in today and said a friend of his was there, and sure enough, they went into penalty kicks, so it was a draw, as you can see from this score, but fortunately, City defeated Houston 4-2 in a penalty shootout following a 2-2 draw in regulation to advance to their first ever U.S. Open Cup semifinal. You got to love that. And so in this particular Snapchat that he sent to Zach, he showed the penalty kicks taking place and then some fans with their shirts off at that game doing the exact same thing. So we may see more and more of this. It's kind of like the rally squirrel. The rally squirrel was around for a while. Now I think these shirtless guys are going to be doing the same thing. Maybe we need the girls like Brandy Chastain, if you know what I'm talking about. Not obviously completely with nothing here, but maybe they have sports bras on and they can join like the guys are doing. I think that's probably what's going to take place next. All right, National Day of Calendar. Here's what's on tap for you today. National Rescue Dog Day. And we were just talking yesterday in the news that Care STL has taken care of the adoption fees because they need to move these dogs out. They have room for 60 and they have 90 dogs right now, so you know they're packed. So again, take care of these rescues. We love Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue, Care STL, Stray Paws, some of our favorites. National Be a Millionaire Day. Be a Millionaire Day. I like that. National Juice Slush Day. Pick Those Strawberries Day. It's National Streaming Day. As well, National Sugar Bee Apple Day. Emergency Medical Services for Children Day as well. And there you go, getting you all up to date even before 7:15. We always like to do it in the first 15 minutes of the show. And then we get a chance to get into our wellness talk. Before we do that, let me say good morning. I'm sure Christy was the first one on today. Yep, good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Sean, Linda, Kathleen, Julie, Carla Miller, good morning. I don't think I've had a chance to talk to you. Cindy Creasy, good morning from Illinois. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Chris Blues and Clifton Gissengwin, something like that, over on Instagram. All of you that are up early and starting with us, tell all your friends to wake up to positivity and inspiration and things that serve you. Today, on this Wellness Wednesday, we're going to talk about what we need to do to take care of our bodies, as we all seem to think that we can just go from not doing much to just getting out there. And then if you don't have the mobility you need, that creates problems. Tricia Roades knows that all too well. She is with Xist Stretch, and she'll be right here in our chair when we return.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
And it's so cool. I mean, they have Clarity, they have Twilight, and then they have the Michael Phelps Legend Series. So Spas and More, by the way, is in Sunset Hills. If you haven't been in yet, I'm just taking you through a tour. This one's got some really extreme jets. From what I am told, you have to, it's like Olympic jets, right? It's the athlete in himself inside of a spa. So pretty intense, like a very deep tissue massage. So get in there, check out maybe that one or the one that we're getting in the end of July. Yes, Tricia's got a big smile on her face. I can see in my peripheral vision. The one that we are getting is the Twilight series. We went with the Twilight T series, which is T8, or you can get 7. It just means it's a 7-foot or an 8-foot. We have the 8.2, which has the lounger. I actually wouldn't have gone for the lounger, but that's what Jim chose. Super excited. Again, this is the showroom, so it's the hot tubs, it's the saunas, and a lot of you also like the contrast therapy, so they have the cold plunges. And then for those that are thinking, I don't want to dig a big hole and put a pool in, but I want to look at the swim spas, they have those as well. Super amazing, and I love all of you that have been going in to support those that support us. Spas and more, again, located in Sunset Hills. Sorry, I got to get straight to her. Tricia Roades from Xist Stretch. She is in with us. I can see out of the corner of my eye, you were like, oh, you're getting it.
Excited for you.
Right? Now I get Tricia and a hot tub, and my life will be amazing. Yeah, it's happening.
That was so exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was working on Jim for a while now, and he finally said yes.
Yeah.
So you got to come over and enjoy that. Yeah, she's like, okay, it's going to be amazing.
Twist my arm.
Folks, if you haven't met Tricia, this is Tricia Roades with Xist Stretch, 2 locations in our area. One of them down south. So for those of you that are in South County, maybe even over from Columbia, Illinois and Waterloo, that would probably be the best one for you. It's inside of Xist Fitness in Arnold. And then the one in St. Louis City, maybe you come over from St. Charles County or out west, head into the one in the city, maybe St. Louis Hills. Xiststretch.com will give you all the information. And she comes bearing really good news today about a special, but it is only for 3 days that you take advantage of this.
Yeah.
So you're talking 50% off?
Yeah, it's a pop-up sale for Memorial Day, really as we venture into the summer months to get people in there and really experience it. We thrown out the free stretch, but let's keep them coming. And so 50% off a 5-pack. So
There you go. May 20th through the 23rd only. And then they have to put in a special code, right?
exactly.
Okay, so the Monica Show?
Yeah, so basically come in or call if you wanted to do something. Just mention the Monica Show.
And I know a lot of you have been in already and you've said, wow, it's really game changing. But Tricia did bring up a point before that, yes, there's no mandate that you have to go in and get your free stretch and you have to continue. Obviously, I think you should. It shouldn't just be a one and done. This gives you an opportunity to get that free stretch plus get 50% off of the pack of 5.
Yeah, it's more so everyone's apprehensive of like, oh, do I dive into something that I really don't know? That's why the free stretch is so important because you come in, hey, no strings attached, just get that feeling of I feel great and let's continue it. Normally somebody comes in, like you said, one and done. It's not normal. I mean, do you go to the gym and just work out once? I'm like,
No.
yes, I'm going to put bikini on and look great. And stretching's the same way and everyone's different. So what you can come in and be like, oh no, you're awesome. Like, let's just maintain this and just keep you mobile and make sure you have full range of motion. And others, they you don't know it until I see them like, oh, and they really see it as I can't get their hips open or even their shoulder. And then I'm just working on their hips and they're like, oh, by the way, I haven't been able to move my shoulder for like 3 years. I'm like, and you're just telling me now?
Right.
So let's get to another session. And this 5-pack will get that. So, and you can use it however within your schedule, knowing the summer months are coming. Everyone's busy, vacations. I have a lot of people coming in pre-vacation and then setting their appointment when they get back. So,
well, a lot of people go on vacation and do things that they don't normally do. And then they're like, I got to get into you because this is what I did on vacation.
Exactly.
I thought I could do this. I should have gotten into you before.
There's a long list of men in golfing, and they want to come back.
Yeah, well, they have a lot of golfers, by the way, that come in and they completely see their game change. But we're talking about all of you, young athletes, all of you weekend warriors. This show is for you today because this is where we're trying to prevent those injuries. Or if there is an injury, maybe it's not as severe as it would be if you get the body moving properly. So it's not even just athletes. I mentioned before, this is when we all get out there and we're like, okay, it's time to garden. And we put our bodies in the worst positions when we're gardening and when we're doing what?
I want to shout out to Janice. She came in, your friend. Yeah, she came yesterday. And that was basically, we actually talked about it because I was like, yeah, we're thinking about what topics as far as, and she came in and literally like me, I need to get my yard work done. And I asked hubby, hey, come to that. And I'm like, I want it done now. So, and he's like, why don't you? I'm like, because this is my timeline and I want to do it. And she did. She
She took it over.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes, and by the way, and she doesn't mind me saying this, she's in her
Yes,
early
she
to
laughed
mid.
at me, and I was like, because my face, you can see it a million miles away, any reaction that I have. She said she was laughing at, I didn't realize how her age was.
But she's a young,
Yes.
early 70s.
Could
But-
never tell.
So it's one thing, though, and I know before she came to you, and this might be for a lot of you, because I always want you to see yourself in the story, walking around, you can see that your gait is off, you can feel the tightness in your body, yet you're still getting down to the ground, and then you're down in the dirt, and you're not only doing that, but you're trying to get up and down. Then you're carrying these huge bags of mulch that are
Yeah.
crazy heavy.
But not even that. I applaud her because of that mindset of I can do it. Age doesn't matter. I
right.
feel physically able to. I'm going to do it. I'm just a baddie. And that's kind of where.
The baddie.
Yeah, and I'm going to do it. But your body's going to take the toll because of posture alignment and just being sore. Yeah. And then.
Your body's going to take it unless you're doing those types of moves and then you're getting in to be stretched. I also want to introduce you to the chiropractor we had on yesterday. He loved the idea and he's like, oh, yeah, because you've mentioned before how you all work hand in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't do chiropractic work at all. There might be an adjustment that happens, which is I call a bonus when you'll hear a little pop and you're like, oh, bonus. But that's not our intention to realign you. So if there's something, I always go old school is like even being, again, working with clients, personal training or group fitness, somebody comes in and will say, oh, I got this pain. I'm like, okay. And then I'll ask them all the appropriate questions. I'm like, that's chiropractic. Yes. I think there's like a rib head out or something, like you need to go see that. There's nothing I physically can do about it. And somebody comes in, will say, oh, I saw my chiropractor. I'm like, did you have to? Or like, what is wrong? Like, give me the explanation of what's going on. I'm like, oh, and we stretch them, give traction, and then voila, you know, it's simple as that. Or they are going through some stuff, but the chiropractic setting your adjustment and the traction prolongs your pain or suffering that you've been going through.
Yeah, and they all really do. Again, depending on you coming out of surgery and then you get straight to physical therapy normally. But with the physician that I've worked with for decades now, he and I had a program called Connected Wellness. And that really was the connection of your orthopedic surgeon to the physical therapist to the personal trainer. And we all, in the triangle of life theory we all worked hand in hand and a feed off and talked together of, hey, this is what I've done. This is what they really need. Yeah. And that is the best way to have that type of care, that type of team for you. So again, Tricia Roades, we're talking with Tricia from Xist Stretch, and we're focusing today on the mobility need. And I said the number one searched exercise program for 2026 and really 2025 was mobility. Everyone's like, oh, we're all talking about mobility now. Yes, you have to have the elongated muscles. You've got to make sure that the body's working properly. I love that, by the way. Mobility. How many of you can do that? They try, right? And they're like, I can't torque my body like that. But then they get the aha moment when they can because they're working with you. And it really is eye-opening. Give us some examples of people that are first-timers or they've been in a few times and the first things that they say. What kind of words do they use when they have this awakening?
Normally, I'm like, tell me about yourself. One, I want to know if you have any like fake shoulder, fake hips, or any pins or needles or anything like that. But past that, why'd you come? Like, what if most of the time it's feeling in my lower back, my shoulder, the pain in here, and then I'll go really deep. I'm like, is it an injury? What do you do? Mostly like, oh, I'm sitting all the time or I'm standing all the time. I tweaked something I think I did, playing pickleball or tennis. It's very common and it's mostly usually generated from the lower back. And I'm like, okay. And then once we go for the clear of like, you didn't hear a pop, you didn't hear a strain, all of the questions that I normally did for my PT clients and just what their normal activity would be. Okay, got a handle on it, lay down. And then we go through the assessment. And really, I want to see the range of motion within the hips. And then I see the flexibility. And what most people don't know that, they're more flexible. The difference between that is when we try to stretch you, I'm stretching you. So that is basically your flexibility. But if you were to stand and try to do the same thing, that is your mobility.
Yep.
I can stretch my arm, but can I like work it
Yes.
and move it? And that is what we call mobility. So a lot of times you're home and the people will say, well, okay, can I touch my toes or move it? And I'm like, okay, let me see. And I'm like, that your mobility is, we got to work on that. So that is what we do at Xist Stretch, is the mobility and movement of the joints.
Right.
So full circle rotation of your shoulder. We want full circle rotation of your hips.
So, and the things that Trish was talking about is to get you really kind of to that next level, but we're even focusing on the kids are going to be home more than they were, right? So it's picking up toys from them. It's picking up their clothes that they're throwing from, being at their practices or whatever. And you're picking up this and that, you're reaching down and all of a sudden you're like, what did I do? Well, your body was so tight, you can't do the simple movements. I mean, I don't think we can say that enough. Each week we've talked about going in the back to going to grab something for your young kids, or something was thrown on the ground, or you see something you want to pick up from a chair. It's those small things that all of a sudden you think, all I did was
And
reach.
that's mobility. Yeah. It's kind of like I know that in my head, I feel like I am a Olympic athlete. But it's when you are like we're doing, she's sitting all day long and then she'll come home. People are over. Oh, let me grab that. And then something fell behind the couch. You reach, and that's all it takes. And
I couldn't find my phone last night. I'm like, I got to find my phone. It's my alarm. And I ended up using my husband's phone to call it, and it was on silent. I kept going buzz, buzz, buzz. It was inside the couch. And the tennis ball was underneath the couch that the dog threw, right? And you're getting down. You're doing all these things that if the body's moving properly, you've got no problems getting down on the ground and getting back up. I told Janet and many others that as I train clients getting older and older and older, my number one thing to teach them is how to get up out of a chair. Just the natural thing, which all of you might be like, that's easy. Is it?
is it?
Watch as people age and how they suddenly fold over, or they have to say, can I hold on to something? And I was like, no, we got to get you strong enough to get up out of that chair. Or as many of the seniors I used to personal train asked is, can you teach us how to get up from a fall? I just got chill. That is the aha moment, because we know, unfortunately, they're going to fall. And then are they living in an assisted living, or are they living in an apartment by themselves? They lost their spouse. They're at home and they don't have people near them. How do they get up?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a scary thing, right?
No, it's not. Your normal day, you don't think about it, but that is. And I think in the wintertime when I used to teach, I taught people how to escape ice. Like, let's balance. I go, just imagine you slipping on something, balance, hip, everything of that your alignment is, can I catch myself before I fall? Because when you fall, can you get yourself back up?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to look at comments, questions, any aha moments. How's the body feeling, by the way, as we get ready to go into the unofficial start of summer? Are you ready for it? We're talking more about mobility with Tricia Roades when we return. Am I healing the Parkinson's? But I am helping it subside. I'm helping him feel better.
Oh, definitely.
Not only in the moment, but sometimes for the next day, or maybe even a couple days. And that's why he keeps coming back. If it didn't feel good, you wouldn't come back.
Yeah, I
And
look
she
forward
said
to
he
it.
won't have tremors when he's on the table. And I don't know why that happens, but she'll tell me he doesn't tremor when he's on the table. So for whatever release is in his body for that period of time, it's been very beneficial.
So you just find yourself being able to calm and be in the
Exactly.
moment?
I'm more relaxed and calm.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show on this Wellness Wednesday. We are talking with Tricia Roades from Xist Stretch about mobility. Again, I'd like to just know this. Say, yes, I'm mobile, I need a little help, or no, I'm not at all. Mobility. And if the answers are not at all, or just a little bit, you definitely need to get in, and get in probably a little bit more to be professionally stretched. If you're doing great, awesome, but keep it up.
Yeah.
Right? So then it goes into that whole maintenance period. We were talking again about this being a perfect time. May 20th through the 23rd, they're giving you a great opportunity of 50% off of a 5-pack. Get in there, say, hey, I watched you on the Real Monica Adams Show. Or if you are going to maybe book online, put in a code, The Monica Show, and we want to get you mobile. Again, this is a celebration as we go into Memorial Day, but it's also celebrating the fact that you're taking your life back. So yeah, diving, running, biking, hiking, swimming. We're doing all the things, right?
Right.
Suddenly doing them all when we weren't doing them before. So you're getting out there. You're taking the kiddos to the pool as that officially opens on Monday, or maybe they're already open, the apartments, etc. And you're trying to grab the kiddos, and you're just doing these things, and the body suddenly is like, oh, what did you do to me?
Everybody knows they're going to bring a big cooler
Yep.
and
Trying to lift that.
lift it, ice. Everyone's bringing their ice, the kids' toys, just in general. I mean, who's playing a game of volleyball or who's outside doing yard work, you know? Most of the time it's like, oh, the initial 5 minutes, but then after a while, your body gets tight, your muscles get tight.
And it's mad at you.
And then, and then, you sit in the car or going home, or you're at the end of the day, you're like, ooh, that next following day, you had a big day the day before. How are you feeling today?
Well, and it's funny because a lot of people are probably like, oh, come on, it's just a bag of ice. Trust us, though, if the body is off, just that simple bag of ice that might be 5 pounds suddenly is the thing.
And you're not having one bag of ice. There's going to
No.
be at least 3 or 4.
You got the massive ones, ginormous. All right, everybody, again, as you are watching, I love that you're watching, but I would love for you to be honest, saying, I haven't taken advantage of this yet. I haven't listened to Monica and Tricia for the last couple of months. And fine, the thing is, we can only say so much until all of a sudden you're fighting it afterwards because of the fact that you didn't get in. So we're not trying to shame you, but I'm just saying it's there for you. And the greatest thing that we've been telling you over the last 2 months is your first, no matter who you are, your first stretch is absolutely free. And there's no high pressure sales tactics.
Not at all.
They know it works.
Yeah.
So if you want to come in and you're one and done, okay, great. At least you have felt the benefits of it. But I'm pretty sure that it won't be just a one-time thing. You'll then say, okay, how often do I need to get in? And there's different memberships, again, from those that want to get in a couple times a month, or you're saying, no, I need to get in a lot. And for those of you that have never, ever had it, you might be more in the lines of, I need to get in a lot. And then you see the memberships, and then you can go into, okay, now I'm going to go down to the tier of maybe a couple of times a month. But before you even get into that, take advantage of this Memorial Day special. Again, 50% off of a 5-pack. So love that they're doing that. And they're doing it for all of you, by the way, that watch this show. Okay, so we're discussing the aspect of mobility. So I came up with these different things. Injury prevention for summer activities. And why, by the way, mobility? Can you answer this one? Because people are hearing more and more about mobility, thinking that they know what that looks like. Why mobility matters more than flexibility?
Okay, so flexibility is, again, can you touch your toes? How I can move your, just say your bicep to the point, what we call R1, or basically how flexible it can. Mobility is your own strength as far as how to move it. So let's say I am touching my toes. I can stretch it. I can push you to stretch your hamstring when you're on the table. But then as you're laying there, can you now lift your own leg and move it around? And that would be the mobility. So as you're standing, say, oh, you're just going to go out for a jog. You go, you stretch your quads, you stretch, you do your bends, you're like, okay, you prep yourself up, game on, you start running. That is your mobility. How fast, how your run is, how is your stride. That is mobility.
Okay. Does that make sense to you all? I hope so, because that's the difference. When you're thinking of, okay, I'm just in place, and yes, you're right. So it's all those minor little things that you're like, I'm just going to stretch my quads real quick, and they do this like bend back. You think you're ready to go.
All right, let's go.
Oh, what is wrong with my body?
Yeah, so notice on your stride, like, are you getting the full motion of your hips, or you kind of like your run is a little bit short? Are you swinging your arms? That's all mobility. The more flexible you are on your legs, that's great. But the mobility of how you are running means everything. It means how your muscles are going to react to after the run. Your knees, the impact of it, because you're not getting a full stride through your hips because your hip flexors are really tight. Then you can feel the pounding. I mean, personally with me, from when I'm really feeling great about myself to I kind of let myself go a little bit and I go on that roller coaster. That run is completely different
Absolutely.
from one stage to the other. I can feel it in my ankles. I can feel it in my knees. I feel it in my lower back.
Well, and then all of you that say, oh, I'm getting ready to get into a challenge group and I want to lose some weight. I want you to document. I'm very big on journaling, as you all know. Write down the aha moments. And, sometimes you don't even realize it until you look back a few weeks or even months and say, these small changes I made allowed me to do this, right? Fill in the blank there. So if you are a golfer, you're going to play pickleball or padel. That's the next big thing, right? Padel. It's like, everyone's like, do you mean pedal? No, it's called padel. Or you're out with the kids and they're playing football and soccer and softball, etc. All the sports, or suddenly the kids are home and you're playing just a fun game of basketball because you have your own basketball net there. It's those things that the kids want you to do with them. But if your body's not moving properly, you suddenly aren't. So don't you want to do these things with a kid? I think you would. Okay, how about some recovery tips for active adults as they're getting ready to get into this?
A lot of it is the most effective that everyone can do and everybody wants to do is sleep. That is the best recovery that I could give to anybody. But normally, recovery, one, is so important for blood circulation. When you work out, the stretching afterwards. People always say, can I come right after? I'm like, yeah, you can stretch at any time. But the most effective time is when you're after your stretch. You don't want to go too far too fast because you have all that lactic acid built up. You want to relieve the toxins, but your muscles are so warm that you can overstretch. That would be I'm cautious as when after the workout, but for the most part, it's the most important as well.
And again, recovery is so paramount. You'll do the things with your team that's looking out for you, but then we're all going to ask you, can you do these things at home, which is only going to make it better when you're on her table.
And everyone's on the last, I think, 2 weeks, I was like, is there a memo out to ask me how many more stretches they can do at home? And I'm loving it because it's like with anybody that wants to help themselves. I'm like, like these are the most, for you, these are the 3 stretches that I want you to do at home. And even like when you wake up, like the most important thing is when you wake up, this is what I want you to do. And this is what you should also be doing before you go to bed.
So this will be interesting because all of you that have ever personal trained with me or heard me say this, my advice. So now you get both of us together. I like the not jolting out of bed, but opening the eyes, whether you start your day with prayer, which I do, or you just find some clarity, or maybe you have a little meditation 10 minutes to start your day instead of going to sleep. I like to do it to go to sleep, but some people need it for energy. And then do the cat-cow stretches. And then I like people going down and doing a plank. So I like some kind of stretch, get the body opened up, just like you see animals do. First thing they do. I like you going down doing a plank for me.
Hardcore.
I want you to get the plank in. A 60-second plank. That's it. Or some people have to start with 20, 30 seconds if you've never done one. Then go in. I mean, if you really have to pee bad, go to the bathroom. But yes, my clients love that because it becomes habitual. They feel strong. They feel like, oh, I've stretched and I have some strength. Would you add any other kind of stretch in there?
I would say, what is... You couldn't get me to do a plank.
I wouldn't?
No.
Really? 60 seconds. It's like a 1 minute plank.
Oh my God. No, that's
what?
No, it's great. No, it's great.
Okay, guess what? All of you that are in my challenge group starting June 1st, I'm going to put her in there too. We're going to make her do a 60-second plank. Then she's going to make us get stretched. This is a deal.
Oh my God. Can I lie and say I do it every morning?
No, I literally, one of the biggest things I said is no lies in this group. It's all about trusting you.
God.
They're all going to be like sending pictures.
Really?
Yes. Interesting.
I'm so sleep.
Okay, so.
Okay.
Well, no, but I'm saying after you've gotten done, you're waking up. So what is, let me ask all of you and Tricia, we're going to ask this. We'll take a short break. Tell me, what is your habits when you get up in the morning, right? Do all of you just jump out of bed and you're asking your poor body to just get up after it's been sleeping, hopefully 6, 7, 8, maybe more hours. Maybe it's less and you need more sleep and that's why the body's not working properly for you. But then what is your morning routine? What happens there? My first is I do not get out of bed without prayer. And sometimes when I really
That's
feel
awesome.
lost,
Yeah.
it is hitting my knees. It's a whole different level of prayer, hitting my knees. But normally it's opening my eyes, laying in bed, and then it is a routine of, all right, let's open up the body, and then let's go do a plank. So for 90 days, that's what we're going to be doing, and then journaling. These are important things. That's my program that I'm getting ready to do with my clients. I want you to comment right now for me. Tell me what your morning routine looks like. And I know I'm going to get some smart ass ones. We're going to ask Tricia what her morning routine is as well. We're going to go to the comment section and find out what my viewers, what they do in the morning besides joining us with their coffee and tea and whatever they're running around the house doing.
Yeah.
I'm interested in all of this. All right, more on this Wellness Wednesday when we return.
Great.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. This is going to be fun, okay? Just came up with this idea. We want to know how all of you start your day. I'm going to go over to Instagram, say hello to CFS Woodworks. I got to get out to you, by the way. Laura Reynolds, VAD47, Dougie Allison, Sandy Lewis. We said hi to Chris and Clifton a little bit earlier. To Richard, he said, I go from my bed to my bathroom to my kitchen cup of coffee to my chair, watch the Real Monica Adams Show, then I get my day started. I like how you start your day. And he also said that he cannot wait to get better so that he can get in and make his appointment. He came in before his surgery, as you know. He said overstretch. Yep, that's me. So that's a thing as well. I want to know, all of you, how you start your day. Okay, so we're getting real here. Tricia, here's the first thing I've never done in my life, and you'll be surprised by this. You said one thing that you do in the morning, and listen, everybody, because I want to know if this is you. One thing you do in the morning I've never done. What do? You hit?
I always religiously, when my alarm goes off, I hit the snooze button.
Never done in my life.
And the thing is, I do it more so that's my time, and I take that time.
Oh, you use that time. You don't fall back asleep.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's different.
I can't say that there's nights where I haven't, and I've pushed off the stretching. But no, it's a timer. It's
10 minutes?
Literally that. It's
Okay.
a 10-minute timer. I hit snooze.
Gotcha.
I roll back up, and then I'm like, okay, here we go.
And you stretch in bed.
Made it another day.
Well, that's my prayer, by the
Yeah.
way. I say thank you for another day. Thank you for breath in
Made
my
it another
lungs.
day, and then I kind of in my head think about, okay, what day is it? Oh, it's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. Okay, this is what I need to do.
I got to get to Monica.
Yeah, but normally I literally have to think of what day it is for me to prepare. Before it was like, what location am I going? And now I'm like, my schedule's
life's
pretty
crazy.
set. So I'm like, okay, traffic, blah, blah. Okay. And then I do it, and then I give myself, and then I start my whole reach overhead, do like a hollow body, and then I kind of breathe it out, relax, do it. Everything's in threes. Do it again.
She's my soul sister.
Yeah, and then I do my leg rotations, legs up, legs around, hang my leg to the side of the bed, and then stretch my hip flexor, and then I literally flip like a dolphin, and then I do the other side, and then next thing I know, the alarm goes off, chink, and I'm back, shower,
Okay.
and I'm out the door.
You all are listening to this, and some people are probably like, okay, wait a minute. If somebody else is still sleeping, are we kicking them with all this movement that we're doing?
I don't care.
That was the best. I do not care. I'm trying to teach you in that bed. Get up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so
The dog is usually my little poodle's like, and he's all in my face, but that's actually a bonus because it actually is keeping me awake, and then I'm doing
Well,
it.
my husband's already up before me.
Yeah,
Otherwise, he'd probably be
exactly.
like, what are you doing over there? And I'd be
Yeah.
like, the things that you should be doing, stretching. Okay, so look, you have a routine going.
Mm-hmm.
She laughed when she's like, you're hardcore. All I'm saying is open your eyes. And whether it's mentally preparing for the day, right? So getting the vision started, or you're praying, or you suddenly then go into the stretching aspect. But now when your feet hit the floor, you then are going to the bathroom.
Absolutely.
I have them do 60-second plank right before that. That's all it is. Or 30 seconds. Just to get the core strong.
That's being in my pocket, and I'll do it later.
But see, they don't.
Okay.
That
Okay.
is why. So if they keep saying, oh,
Yeah.
I forgot to do the plank today. Okay? Or I didn't do anything. And I'm like, if you get habitual with doing, and I'm telling you right now, for those of you that have never done a plank, it's not easy.
No.
So start with, don't shame yourself. Start with 15 seconds, then bump it up to 20, then bump it to 30. You'll be so shocked and impressed with yourself when you get it to doing 60. But the reason why is suddenly in their brains, this is what I do. I open my eyes, I say my prayer, or I meditate, I start my day, I'm getting a little stretch, I'm going to go do my plank, I feel accomplished. That's why I have them do it. It's a mindset change.
Yeah.
Then they're going in, like I said, if you have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, but try to come back to it. And then suddenly you've already felt like, well, I've stretched, I've done a little bit of some type of a workout to start my core. I want you obviously to do more than that, but it's getting that in your brain to know that you're valued. Right?
Yeah.
If they don't do it, suddenly it's easy to just toss it out and then nothing's happened. But if you can come back and say, well, I did do a 60-second plank. Well, my core feels stronger, which, by the way, means you're working hand in hand with her because she'll be like, oh, something's changed. Oh, yeah, Monica has me doing this plank every morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting stronger in my core, which will help everything else. But then you got to get stretched. So if you are just tuning in and you're a little bit late to the show, it's okay. You can always go back. That's why we have 7 streaming platforms. Go back to the beginning of the show. Listen to what we've been talking about. Take advantage this weekend. Don't put it off. Just like I don't want you to put off the plank. Take advantage of this special. 50% off a package of 5. Again, go in and say, hey, all right, I've been seeing you on the show with Monica, or you can put it in online and use the code, the Monica Show, and then get that benefit. And then let us know, by the way, when you do these things, how your life changes. Okay. So let's see. Stephanie says, I get up, I stretch a little, get up and make my coffee, watch the news, wait for the Monica Show. Thank God for waking up. Go to the pool on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. See, it's just habits, getting yourself in that. Keep those comments coming in, by the way. I would really love to know how your morning routine has helped you. And it just kind of really sets the pace. Okay, why stretching improves your balance, your strength, and your longevity?
Okay. So, longevity, that's an easy one. Longevity, the more stretching, the more mobile, the more flexible you are, the better your blood circulation, better heart health, just health in general. Circulation is the key to a lot of some either issues, circulatory system, everything. So get that blood flowing, get your blood pumping. The more active you are, the longer in life that you might be, pray for anything else that comes along, but basically it extends your life. Balance. If you have some sort of imbalance between your shoulders and your hips, that's the first thing when you walk in, we look to see some sort of imbalance. Besides the gym aspect, stand at home, look at yourself in the mirror, between and what we say, like set position, shoulders back, chin in. Is that a hard thing to do? Are you putting yourself in there, or does your body just go to it? That you need a stretch.
Right.
If you look at yourself and one shoulder's off, you need a stretch. If you're looking there and you feel that there's a little bit pain in your lower back, your chin is forward, you need a stretch. Yeah. If you're feeling as if one hip is off than the other, you need a stretch. All of these things, like when we come in, we will assess you to say, and sometimes it's just as quick as we do a specific lateral move. I see your right leg's a little bit shorter than your left. Let's see if this is it. Do a lateral move, do some other hip mobility issues. I look and I'm like, you're fixed. Let's do the rest. And they're like, really? I'm like, And I love showing them how the discrepancy between each heel is, because when we come and I give you that traction and I start to stretch and break up that fascia, your hips go even. Then you won't see it right away because you're like, okay, it's not a subtle difference, but you'll notice by the end of the day or the next day, it's just that I feel less restricted. I feel less tight.
And give that, give that feedback, by the way, to Tricia the next time that you come to her. The reason I really love the Arnold location, there's mirrors all over. And so when Tricia first did the initial stretch on me and moved the leg up and she could see just how tight I was, then she was like, this is the second round. And then here's the third round. I was able to look over to my left and see, oh my gosh.
It was up there.
It was pretty incredible. So that, by the way, you're looking, that is the Arnold location. Yeah, look at you were like, good girl.
Strong hips.
So Arnold, again, is inside of Xist Fitness. By the way, if you are saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's almost summer, and you're looking for a gym, it really is amazing. And if you haven't been in, I haven't been inside the Concord one, so I need to get inside there also. But I walked in, and she will attest to this. I was like, holy cow, because I had been a long time ago with a friend of mine, and I hadn't been in a while. But it's not just the gym itself. It's the fact that Stretch is inside of there. The wellness side, they've got cryotherapy, they have hydrotherapy, they not only have tanning, they have spray tanning, which I think is amazing. All of these things are waiting there for you inside of one facility. So that's the one, again, in Arnold. So we're going through this morning, again, I don't care what age you are, stressing that we're trying to prevent these injuries for summer activities. Again, we talked about why mobility matters more than flexibility. The hidden dangers of weekend warrior workouts. What would you say is the hidden dangers?
Thinking that you are invincible and performing something that you normally don't do. I mean, and I will literally raise my hand up. My normal activity was insanely crazy. For me to go into a weekend and what I normally do, I can, whether it's being in the yard work or running 5 miles, what my normal activity would give it. Now, I'll start like a mile or two because I know the pain I'm going to be in the next day.
Agreed.
But a lot of people don't have that mindset. So give an example. My girlfriend, shout out to Julie, she's always getting everybody together and we'll go and she's like, we're going on a hike. I'm like, okay. One of my friends does not hike whatsoever. And we're going, I'm like, are you going to be okay?
I got this.
Yeah, exactly. And the next day, how everyone is extremely sore.
Yep.
And my one friend's like, what's wrong with you? But it's what she normally does every day. Nobody else does.
Right.
So it's just a simple hike for a couple miles with your dog. And the next day you're, oh, my calves are killing me. I couldn't even sit on the toilet. Like all of the things that you don't realize because you're just with your friends having a good time. What is this little walk going to hurt?
Yes.
And yeah.
Well, and so you know what, to be a good friend, when you have, you have to know your room, right? Know your audience. So if you suddenly are like, oh, I got some rock stars. I've got all these, okay, wait a minute. We don't want anybody to feel left out. So then pick something that doesn't make them feel like they can't accomplish it. That's where I try to help from the psyche side, right? So let's do this to where maybe it is not hiking up Machu Picchu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Something that you need to train for.
Well, here's a smaller aspect. It's like you're in a backyard, whether, you're playing badminton, like you're going to a graduation party and they have.
We're all going to those.
Yeah, a badminton, like, a cornhole. I saw a girl like literally throw her back out, because had a few too many, Trulies.
Well, that's where she thought she was more flexible.
Exactly. But then, you're doing, and you're constantly doing it. You're on one foot, whatever, in a quick sprint. And she was like, oh, and I was like, ooh. But it's just as simple as that.
Yeah, but in their heads, they're like, give me a break. It's a little sandbag or horseshoes.
But it's the way you're throwing it, the way you're putting your weight on one leg and you're twisting, you're moving, you're up and down. Yeah. And then grab the cooler, put it in your car, and then you're like, what
did I do?
Yeah, right. I don't know what I did yesterday, but my shoulder is so tight and I can't move my neck. I don't know if I slept wrong. I hear all of it.
And then she'll end up hearing, oh, you were at a grad party. Oh, you were opening. Yes. And it's all those things. And you can't even wrap your brain around the fact it was just this simple thing. It can't have possibly have been that. It isn't that exact thing. It was what was happening that you dismissed. Right?
Exactly.
So many times you dismiss these things. Okay. Again, stretching is going to improve your balance, your strength, your longevity. We talked about about some recovery tips. Your body's feeling older. You might still feel like in your mind you're 20 years old, but the body's like, nope. And it also remembers your body is keeping track of every injury it's had. It's keeping score there, and you've got to make sure that you take care of it. So we're talking about ways to move smarter and hurt less as we get ready to get into summer. So we want you to stay active, right? Don't just sit on the couch like a slug. We want you to be healthy. We want you to be pain-free this season. So if this is all hitting home with you, let us know that. Stephanie said, I slept on my left side. I woke up with a stiff neck. Will a stretch help?
Yes, absolutely.
Stephanie, you haven't been in yet? You better take advantage of this deal.
That is the one thing that I hear a lot. I'm like, oh, they're all old, getting old sucks, or I guess I slept wrong. And I'm like, and absolutely could. All the activity that you did, your muscles warm,
right?
You worked it out, and then you go and you're like, oh, I slept hard, and then I slept on one side, and you don't know what you're doing when you're sleeping, to be honest with you. But when you do, you wake up and you're like, oh, you got that crick in your neck, the pillow. Pillows are very important, but
a good pillow.
Yeah, a good pillow.
Find one that works for you.
And then, but then you have that. It is a common issue I see. I hear it a lot.
Yep.
But yes, that is the one thing we do work on is shoulders and neck.
So Stephanie, I know, she said, I'm going to. Very good. Stephanie, so obviously you're going to get that free stretch, but do not miss the 50% off deal. This is for all of you. So in essence, you're getting 6 for this incredible price. So again, I'm a big Memorial Day special that they're running for all of you that watch our show. May 20th through the 23rd. Mention the Monica Show, and it is 50% off. This is a $275 value, folks. So Stephanie and everyone else. And by the way, if you can, so Richard, I'm going to tell you, if you can't get in just yet, still take advantage and buy this for yourself because there's not a timeline of being able to use it. It carries over, which she's mentioned that before. This is for all of you that are saying, yep, I want to feel better, or maybe you gift it to somebody. Maybe you've got somebody's birthday or something coming up. Gift them this as well. So taking advantage of mobility, increase your range of motion. That's important. But, just like Stephanie said, will a stretch help? Yes, but her stretching, not you trying to do the stretch. You're going to stretch, and I love the fact that you're doing that, but there's a world of difference when you have it professionally done.
Yeah, when you have assisted stretching.
Yeah. Decrease stiffness and tension, by the way. It's actually in our notes. Therapists focus on breaking up deep-seated knots, and they're going to greatly ease the daily aches that you're talking about, Stephanie, muscle stiffness, physical discomfort, better athletic performance, which we've been talking about. I don't care what your sport is. I remember when I was a bartender, I used to have all these people come in during the summer that played flag football. And I was like, oh, you all just think you can get out there and play flag football no matter your age. It's, again, smoother, more efficient movement during strength, during your cardio training, accelerated recovery. We talked about increasing blood flow and circulation, the assisted stretching helping to clear metabolic waste like lactic acid. You always hear us say your lactic acid that's built up, getting you back to feeling stronger and faster after a heavy workout if you're doing that. But this is for all of you, no matter what your activity is, this is to help. So the answer to all of you when you say, is this for me? Yes. Both of us together. Yes. Okay, so what do you think they need to hear today from our 100 Days books? Do we need 100 Days to Freedom from Shame? Are they shaming themselves? Overeating, depression, anger, or 100 Days of Healing?
Have you ever said about anger?
We haven't done anger in a while.
I was going to say, let's do anger. I go because anger is kind of coincides with shame, and like you get angry with yourself, and when you're angry, you don't want to do anything.
Right.
And I want you to do something.
I like that one.
Yeah.
And getting angry that you didn't pay attention to the fact that we're trying to give you all these tips. You go this weekend, because this is a big weekend for a lot of the things that we're talking about.
You're angry that you're hurt. You're angry of the injury that you have. You're angry.
You're sidelined.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to sideline you, by the way, not just from that sport that you might do here and there. It's more so going to affect your day-to-day activities for you, at work, with your family. So again, we're trying to take care of you. We are in that healing field that we're taking care of you. Okay, so anger is the one that she chose. Tricia, thank you. Great advice. I hope you take it to heart. One more time, 50% off a 5-pack, a $275 value. All you have to do is simply say, hey, I saw this on the Monica Adams Show and I want to take advantage of it. And then you also get that free stretch on top of it. It is an incredible opportunity.
Claire's my coworker.
So Claire, Tricia, Tim, and Justin, right?
Yep.
So all of those available to you at both locations. Hi, Claire. I need to get it. I keep talking about how great Tricia is, but I would really love to feel the stretches of.
Well, right
everybody
next to you, of course.
Well, everybody has their own individual style,
Yeah.
right? So XistStretch.com and @XistStretch on social media. Okay, so 100 Days to Freedom from Anger. Good one. We haven't done it in a long time. That is coming up for you next, so don't go anywhere.
Be more positive. Yep. You know, the world, and I'm spreading positivity with my air fresheners. So,
you and I both,
sir.
Sadly, I wasn't aware of the Monica Adams Show until recently, and was I missing out?
I'm definitely going to turn this on in the mornings on our TV.
She's helping people to understand their value. She's helping women to transform their lives.
From the minute that we walked in, I felt just really comfortable and at home here.
You are always a ray of sunshine and positivity.
Thank you for what you do. I love this whole thing that you're doing.
It's good news. It's great news. It's uplifting and empowering.
But you were engaged, and I love that. So thank you so much.
Well, welcome back. I hope you got some really good tips to help the body move the way it is meant to move. Stephanie, you were asking for the phone numbers. We'll give them to you as we wrap up here for both Arnold and for the one in the city. Here you go. So that way you can call and you can mention that you saw it on the show. 636-296-9478. That is the one for Xist Stretch in Arnold. Again, 636-296-9478. And then in the St. Louis City Hills, 314-800-9722. Again, open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And just like the Lord has asked you, resting on Sundays. It's the Lord's Day after all. They need their rest. So speaking of the Lord, we're going to do some faith for you. We love to bring this in at the end of every show. And if you don't know, we started a segment called Testament Tuesday. So look for those as well. Really great one yesterday. So day 44, Tricia chose 100 Days of Freedom from Anger. So God first, it's called. Seek the kingdom of God above all else and live righteously, and he will give you everything you need. You probably heard that before. That's Matthew 6, verse 33. One of the biggest challenges in dealing with anger is deciding in the very moment whether you are going to give anger control. Anger has a way of making you feel powerful. In your fury, you get loud, you get forceful, sometimes you get physical. On some level, you begin to feel almost all-powerful. But if anger is actually controlling you, you're not actually the one in charge. So how do you keep from keeping that self-control in those moments and giving in to anger? First, ask yourself, is God first in my life? I just told Tricia I start with prayer. So the answer is yes. And right around my neck is my cross. Seems like an odd question. You love God, so of course he's first, but maybe not. Maybe you're putting him above, maybe putting yourself above him. What does putting God first in your life actually look like? It's humility. It's the thing I asked for. Kindness. It's caring. It's righteous living. It's giving. It's patience. Those are just a few examples. It's not that you will never experience anger. We're human after all, or frustration, but it will not rule your life when you start to put God first. I just told you we're getting ready to do this 90-day challenge. If you don't have God in your life, I encourage you to keep a little bit of him in it and watch how life changes. Recognize where anger's happening. That's the second. Is it in a relationship? Maybe parenting is a challenge and you get frustrated and feel like screaming at the kids all the time. You know, a little bit here and there is one thing, but all the time, if you recognize that your anger is taking over your life, ask God to intervene. Ask for help from trusted people. Okay, we're getting ready to have accountability partners who offer assistance to you. Anger wants to rule your life, and it doesn't make it a good God. Lastly, a lot of anger comes from disappointment, sadness. Sometimes anger arises easily because you experience anger from others. You gave them power. How has anger been influencing your life? Understanding where it comes from will help you as you begin to heal and then move forward, allowing God to lead and direct your life. It is the best way to live, after all. C.S. Lewis, always so powerful, says, you must ask for God's help, even when you've done so. It may seem to you for a long time that no help or less help than you need is being given. Never mind. After each failure, ask forgiveness, pick yourself up, try again. Very often when God first helps us towards is not the virtue itself, but just this power of always trying again. And Priscilla Shirer says, fervent prayer keeps your true identity in focus. So here is your prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you for saving me. My desire is to have you first in my life above all others. As I seek you first, help me to focus on your will for all of my days. I pray for clarity and for understanding for your word. Thank you for your faithfulness. Amen to that. Some good wisdom. We need that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the reason why, as I get ready to do this, and one of the things that I'm asking for everybody to do, and she would know this, she's not going to take that leg and just jack it up into the air. She's going to prep it, right? So from now till June 1st, I'm telling you to prep. Do you need to clear out the cabinets? Do you need to open up the refrigerator and realize you were at the store in probably not the best mindset and bought a lot of things that don't serve you? So in these next less than 2 weeks, you start to prepare the food. You start to prepare the mindset. Maybe you get an app that's a great meditation app that will help you along. Maybe you go and buy a Bible or some devotionals and you're like, okay, I'm going to get a little bit of this in my life. Maybe you start doing the stretching so that you can start doing the exercise. This is the prep for the challenge. There are days coming up before June 1st. And again, this is exciting. If you want to join along with us, I've got a text group that we're doing, but I'd be happy to put these out there for you over the next 90 days. I'm going to get her to do a plank. Christy said, that devotional spoke to me today. You picked a good one. I've had a rough couple of weeks. Thank you for these daily devotionals. I hope everyone had a wonderful, blessed day. There we go. God's the one that really chooses it. We think we're in charge, but we're not really. So good to see you again.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And have a wonderful holiday weekend. And to all of you, tomorrow, we have a dog coming on set. She's like, can I come back?
I know.
Augie is going to be here. Augie is a dog that is regularly at Fenton Family Dentistry. And so if you go to your dentist right now and you, first of all, feel like that they really don't take care of you, they don't see you, or you just get in and out and nobody's really friendly there, then I think I'm going to have a new place for you to get to. Fenton Family Dentistry. Dr. Jessica is the doctor and Abraham is her husband. Abraham Whitehead will be our guest tomorrow, bringing in Augie. I got a chance to meet Augie. He's there regularly. And the biggest thing is for fear, he knows.
Thought about that?
Well, but you're really going to love the story if you haven't heard the story about the fact that they originally got an actual therapy dog that turned out not to be the right therapy dog. And his story is amazing.
Oh, wow.
Which, there he is.
Oh, wow.
He's there and he'll put his little paw and look, isn't he cute?
Oh my God, he looks like my dog.
Oh, he will be there. Sometimes even if he feels like the person needs him on their lap, he'll get on the lap and then some. I know. I just love everything about this. Fenton Family Dentistry. Can't wait to have Abraham and Augie in studio with us tomorrow. All right. Until then, have a wonderful day. If you're getting out and doing your gardening, please, again, take care of yourself. Do a little stretching before and don't miss out on this great opportunity May 20th through the 23rd of this 50% off 5-pack. Love you all so very much. Thank you for another day. We greatly appreciate it. Remember what I always ask you to do. Be kind to yourself first and foremost and to everybody else. God bless you.
The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Xist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.